Hey everybody, welcome back to Office Hours with the Professor, the show where I say things. Maybe you see the background's a little different today. I'm just home at my parents' house for the holidays in beautiful Breckenridge, Colorado. And as a result, I'm afraid I don't have a whiteboard today. But I'm going to try to edit text into the video because we can do this now with technology, right? So, today we're going to learn how to talk about our family in cats. So, by the end of today's lesson, okay, you guys should be able to produce the interrogative in cat for who. That is, bize, bisa, bilangsang, along with demonstrative and possessive pronouns to ask about and introduce family members. So let's real quickly talk a little more about this cool scenario that we like to follow as we're learning cat, right? Our story, if you will. Now, remember last time we just were traveling along the Yenisei River and we met this nice guy, Dahanin, right? So after introducing himself, our new friend Dahanin introduces the different members of his family, okay? He has a wife, a daughter, a baby son, and a dog. So let's move on to our dialogue for today. Now, since I don't have a dialogue partner, I'm going to be speaking for both parts. I'm going to use this hat to show who's who. When I have the hat on, I'm me. When I have the hat off, I'm Dahaning. Everybody get it? Okay, let's go. Tune deing bilangsang. Boong up deing. Kire up cream hai up hip. Up cream the ye kudum. Up hip the ye dumil. To the kinder bissa. Bu up hitten. But I libya. Ti ho. Kiruk tip. Turap tip. But I imtis. Okay, so one quick note. Although I am using traditional Ket names here, okay, this practice has ceased among the modern Kets. Ket children these days have Russian names, and only the oldest generation continues to have and use Ket names, okay? Also, here I have one conversant talking directly to a dog, okay? And we're going to talk about this later. We are not sure if this was done, that is, talking directly to dogs, if this was done in traditional Ket culture in the same way that it's done in ours, okay? So there might be a couple of, how would you say, disparities with reality. So let's go over our grammar for today. First grammar point, plurals in cats. Most plurals in cat are made by ending an ung if inanimate or a n if animate to the end of a noun. Okay? However, a lot of irregulars exist. For example, the word for human being in ket is ket. Okay? So, if it were a regular noun, what would we say? We would probably say something like kitten. But we don't. We don't say that. Instead, we say ding for people. So one more time. Kit is person, whereas ding is people. Okay? Alternately, boo is she or he, like that person, right? This person. But if we want to say they, we say boom. So an ng sound rather than an n. So here we're using an inanimate plural for what, of course, is an animate person. If a noun's plural is irregular, I will include it in the vocabulary entry for easy reference, okay? Great. Second grammar point, genitive case. What is genitive case? Genitive case is basically like saying, instead of I, my, right? So we're talking about like possessive or things originating from this thing, right? In cats, we can make a construction roughly equivalent to the English apostrophe S by adding da, di, or na to, respectively, masculine, feminine neuter, and animate plural nouns. Okay? So, da, di, na. In the example that we have in our dialogue, for instance, we see aprimdi I for my wife's name and aphypda I, my son's name. Okay? Third grammar point, gender in cats. Now, cat has three grammatical genders which determine how it's used in a sentence. All right, what are those genders? Masculine, feminine, and neuter. Now, very often, feminine and neuter nouns are inflected the same way. All right, they have the same postpositional endings, but not always. So it's important to double check. Cat has no way of telling from the sound of a word if it's masculine or feminine, right? For example, in Spanish, there's o and a, right? But in Cat, there's just no way of listening and deciding if it's masculine or feminine. We just have to memorize. But a good rule of thumb is trees and economically important animals are masculine, okay? Rivers and economically unimportant animals are feminine. Most other inanimate objects are neuter. If a noun's gender cannot be discerned using the above rules, the gender is included in the vocabulary entry that I'll give you, okay? Okay, so now let's go over our interrogative for who as well as our demonstrative pronouns in cats, okay? So, remember we have three genders, masculine, feminine neuter, and plural, okay? And of course, feminine and neuter are not always the same thing, but in this case they are. So let's look for who. Bize, besa, bilangsang. For this, these. Kir, kire, kine. For that, those that are nearby, not too far away. We have tur, ture, tune. If we want to say, if we're talking about that thing or those things or those people that are far away from us that maybe we can't see, we would say kar, kare, kane. Okay, so remember the difference between tur, ture, tune and kar, kare, kane. So, now that we know our grammar rules and our demonstrative pronouns, let's move on to today's vocabulary. So, please repeat after me. Kit, human. Ding, people. Utis ding, family, or literally nearby people. Ading, relatives or family, and literally this means your bones, because the word for bone is at. So if you want to say my bones, that's even referring to your family. This could also connect even to the ancient Mongolian steppe kinship system, wherein your relatives were called your white bones and your black bones, or your clans rather. But anyway, I think that's a cool little cultural thing. So your ading is a good word for your relatives or your family, and what it literally means is your bones. Kim is the word for woman or wife or female, like a like Kimbi is a female child, so a girl, right? Hik means male or man. Tet, husband. Good. Teep, plural. Top is the word for dog. Op is the word for father or your dad. Is the word for mother, your mom. Okay. Ovang is parents. So ob is your dad, and then ang is the plural marker, right? So ovang is parents with an emphasis on dad. Now, if you want to do your parents with an emphasis on mom, so it'd be like saying dad and mom or mom and dad. So whichever you prefer to say, both are correct. Amang, or sorry, aman is parents with your emphasis on mom. Good. Bisip is the sibling. It's a sibling. It could be a brother or a sister, okay? And if you want to distinguish by gender, again, we can say hikbisip or kimbisip to say your brother or your sister. Now, if you really want to say this is my full sibling and not my half sibling, we would preface this with ang, meaning hot. So for example, I could say, if I'm really stressing that someone's my full brother and not just a general sibling, I could say ap ang higbisip, my full brother. Kib is the word for grandpa. Kima is the word for grandma. Okay, so now let's go over a few Ket personal names. Okay, we already met Dahaning. And what does Dahaning mean? Dahaning is like a king eagle or a golden eagle, right? It's a cool name. Kutum is winter bird, and that's a girl's name. Okay. Tumil is a boy's name, and it means bird song. Liplia, sorry, Kliplia is a ruff, like the kind of a bird, R-U-F-F, ruff. And Yintis is just kind of a cute little name that I came up with. After my dog named Rocky. Utis is the word for pebble, so it's like my cute dog's name maybe. So now that we have our grammar and our vocabulary and everything, let's go back to our conversation and see if we can translate. So let's read and say. Tune ding bilangsang. What would this be? Tune, those, ding, people, bilangsang. Now what's bilangsang? Bilangsang, remember, is plural interrogative for who, right? So tune ding bilangsang. Who are those people? Boong ap ding. Okay, so boong, what's boong again? It means they, right? So boong ap ding. They, my people. They are my family. They are my people. Kiriap kim ha, sorry. Kiriap kim hayap huip. So this is my kiriap kim. So kim is woman or wife, right? And hai is and. So ap huip. So this, my wife, and my son. So this is my wife and my son. Akindi kutum. So my wife's name is Winterbird, right? Kutum. Akhibda dumi. So my son's name, and remember we have di and da for our genitive, right? So akhibda dumi. My son's name is Dumi, or bird song, right? Okay. Ture kindil besa. So, ture, that, kindil, female child, right? So that girl, besa, feminine, who? So who is that girl? Ture kindil besa. Bu up hüten, bud I klipja. What do you think that means? I bet you can figure it out. That's right. She is my daughter. Her name is Kipya, or her name is Ruff, right? And here in the conversation I have written down, a dog suddenly shows up. And what do we say when we see the dog? We say, Tiro. Now, what am I doing here? Remember the word teep for dog. If I'm putting a p sound between two vowels, the p becomes a v. So if I'm calling out to a dog, if I'm saying, hey there, dog, with my vocative, remember? We say, Tiro. Okay, so, Tiro, kiruk teep. Okay, hey there, dog. Is this your dog? Now remember, we're not quite sure if in traditional cat culture it was normal to talk directly to our dogs or to address our dogs like Tivo in the same way that we address our dogs in our culture. But I just took a little creative liberty with that one, if that's okay. So, Kiruk Teep, is this your dog? Eh, Purat Teep. Yes, that's my dog. Budi Intis. So his name, or the dog's name, is Pebble, or as I like to say, Rocky, because that's my dog's name. So anyway, let's go over one more time. Tuna Ditten Bijangsang. Who are those people? Bungap Ditten. They're my family. Kiriap Kim Hayap Hiip. This is my wife and my brother. Apkindi Yi Kutum. My wife's name is Kutum. Apkipte Yi Dumi. My son's name is Dumi. Turekindil Bisa. Who is that girl? Bua Piing. Bud I Kipya. She's my daughter. Her name is Lipya. Tiho Kiruk Deep. Hey there, dog. Is this your dog? Kurap Deep. Budi Intis. Yes, that's my dog. His name's Pebble. Good job, everybody. Way to navigate that conversation. I know it's hard, but on my blog, professorsoffice.blogspot.com, I'll have this lesson posted and I'll even have a little bit of homework for you, some homework exercises for you to translate. So go do those, okay? Send them to me and I will grade them for you. So everybody take care and let's all look forward to our next video. Bye, everybody.